Welcome to the Clawcast podcast, the Shell Shocked edition. This podcast is dedicated to sitting down with our awesome Clawson Public School students. We sit down with one from the elementary school, the middle school, and the high school, get to know them, find out what they're all about, and certainly why they're so awesome. Speaking of awesome, let's start with our first guest on this month's podcast, none other than Clawson Elementary School first grade student, Mr. Vito Mendiola. Hey, Vito.
Hey,
Thank you so much for joining me today, sir.
you too.
I'm excited to have you here, excited to talk to you and let our audience get to know why you're such a cool dude. You ready to do it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to start with our standard question, just getting to know you a little bit at home. What does home look like? Who's there? Who do you live with? Brothers, sisters, mom, dad, dog? You want to run us through what that might look like?
My dad,
What's your dad's name?
TJ,
TJ, okay.
my mom,
And what's mom's name?
Amy,
Amy, okay.
and my brother's name is Felix.
Felix, and what grade's Felix in?
Fifth.
Okay, fifth
He's
grade.
10 years old.
He's 10. Awesome.
11.
He's 11?
Yeah.
Okay, he's 11. Okay.
And my dog named Joey.
Dog named Joey. So go back to Felix's birthday. Were you guys someplace special during his birthday?
Yeah.
Where?
I think it was at Mexico.
Okay. Did you do some cool stuff there?
Yeah, I got to ride on dolphins and go in a pool
Okay.
and have fun with my cousins there.
Okay. So you got to actually ride on a dolphin?
I just grabbed onto his fin part and then he just ride me back to the start.
That's pretty amazing.
And then my other cousin gone.
Wow. Wow. So we love to talk about our dogs on this podcast. So you said your dog's name is Joey?
Yeah.
What kind of dog is Joey?
I'm a beagle.
Do you have any idea how old Joey is?
He's 4 years old.
You have a 4-year-old beagle. So that tells me, knowing what I know about dogs, that Joey has a lot of energy. Is that true? Mm-hmm. You like to run around and take walks and all those things?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of fun with Joey? Mm-hmm. Okay. What else does Joey like to do that you see? He's like to play with his toys or snuggle you when you're sleeping or things like that?
He usually likes to play outside
Okay.
and other stuff.
Okay, all right. Speaking of playing outside, let's segue to you and what does a day in the life of Vito Mendiola look like outside of school? So we know you at school, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but what do you like to do when you're not at school, when you're at home or on the weekends? What's that look like? What's some fun stuff that you like to do?
I usually like to play basketball with my dad.
Okay.
And play with my Joey and play with my toys.
Okay. Do you have a favorite toy that you like to play with?
My favorite toy I think is I think it's I don't know.
Are they like Legos or things like action figures, like Avengers guys or
Yeah.
things like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right. Fun. You said basketball. So when you're playing with your dad, is it inside the house or outside the house?
Outside in the backyard.
Oh, outside in the backyard, shooting some hoops. Okay. Did you play in JTB this year at school? Okay. Did you enjoy it? All right. That's fun. So you're in your league. So there was, I think it's kindergarten, first graders, and second graders in your league, right? So you're right in the middle, being that you're a first grader. So play with dad a little bit, some hoops, Joey, some of your toys. That's fantastic. What about like, if I was to ask you, Vito, if you had to choose your favorite movie, what would that be?
Usually Sandlot.
That's a great one.
And I think I forgot, what is it called?
Let's talk about Sandlot for a second. That's a pretty awesome movie. I love Sandlot too, especially that huge, scary dog.
Yeah.
Right? That's my favorite character is Smalls. You know who Smalls is? Mm-hmm. Love that movie. That's a really good one. Nice work. What about if I said, what's your favorite food to eat? What do you really like to eat up?
Usually burgers
Okay.
and noodles.
Burgers and noodles. So on your burger, what's going on that burger? When you order that burger at a restaurant, what do you say? I'd like a burger with what on it?
Usually cheese.
Okay, cheese. Just plain, or do you add stuff to it?
And I usually, one time I saw my cousin put his fries and ketchup on it, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
He put the fries on the burger?
Yeah.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a big move. It's a good one though. Nice. Your cousin's smart. He's smart. That's a good one. So what about, so you mentioned you like to play basketball a little bit. So do you like to play other sports?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like soccer, baseball.
Okay. Soccer and baseball. And you have a Red Wings sweatshirt on today. Do you like the Red Wings or the Lions or the Pistons or any other teams that you like?
I do like the Red Wings because when every time we go to their game, they always win.
Every time you go, so does that mean maybe that you're their lucky charm? Because if you go to the games and they win, that's got to mean something. So maybe you need to go to more games.
Yeah.
You got to tell your dad and mom, Mr. TJ and Miss Amy, more games, mom and dad. What do you
Yeah.
think of that idea?
Yeah, but usually it's very dark and we are tired and
It's tough. It's tough for the little guys. I get it. Those games can be late, right? And dark outside, so totally get it. You probably fall asleep in the car on the way home, I'm guessing. Okay. So you mentioned earlier something about another team that you like. I'm pretty sure you said Michigan State Spartans. Did you say that to me?
yeah.
Why do you like them?
I think I actually don't know.
Well, do your parents like them?
Yeah, but my dad says the Wolverines, he doesn't like the Wolverines.
Your dad doesn't like the Wolverines? Okay. Usually we like either or.
Yeah.
You either like Michigan Wolverines or Michigan State Spartans. So,
Yeah.
and each house usually makes their choice. And it sounds like the Mendiola household is a Spartan household.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. That's pretty great. Have you ever been to a Michigan State football or basketball game?
No.
Okay.
But I think when I was 4 years old or 5, I went to a basketball
Okay.
game.
I forgot to ask you when we started. How old are you?
6.
So you're 6. When's your birthday?
June 29.
June 29. So it's coming up in about 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that? Mm-hmm. So you're going to be 7. What are you going to ask mom and dad for presents for your birthday? What do you want?
I really want Legos
Legos, okay.
and I don't want to say it.
Oh, you don't want to say it?
Yes,
Okay, you don't have
it's
to.
just when I have to be 16.
Oh, you want a car?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll let you tell me in secret after. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a good idea. 16, that's a long way away, man.
Yeah.
That's fun to think
Maybe
about that.
maybe a toy Lamborghini.
A toy Lamborghini. Okay, all right. And then maybe when you're 16, you get a real one. What do
Yeah.
you think of that?
That would be a lot of money.
A lot of money, for sure. Okay, so let's talk about school. So you're in first grade. Mm-hmm. And what is the name of your teacher? What class are you in?
Miss Pearson.
Okay. Do you have some good buddies in your class? Mm-hmm. Tell us about a few of your good buddies.
Like Lincoln,
Lincoln.
Leroy,
Leroy, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ted,
Ted.
Bishop.
All good dudes. Mm-hmm. You know, Lincoln was on the podcast, I think, last month.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. So now you have that in common. That's neat. So You're in first grade, Miss Pearson's class. In kindergarten, who was your teacher?
Miss Pearson.
Kindergarten.
Oh, Miss Meisel.
Meisel. So you went to Shawm. Okay, so tell me what you like about your new school. What's your favorite thing about your new school?
I like that the back playground's big.
Yeah.
And I like that the slides are big.
Okay.
And there's monkey bars
Yeah.
and other stuff.
A lot of new stuff. A little bit bigger than your older playground. So that's exciting. So are you looking forward to going to second grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun too. That'll be a lot of fun. And then as we were talking about earlier, you and I, Felix is in 5th grade, your brother, and he's going to middle school, to 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm going to go to a vacation to Chicago, but my mom was worried if it was going to be on the day when it was the Clodcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
we
it's
did
not.
it. Yeah, we did it. Are you going next week for spring break?
Yeah, she said yeah.
Okay, you're going to Chicago. Have you ever been to Chicago? You're going to really enjoy it. So what you have to try when you go there is some real Chicago-style pizza. It's like real thick pizza. I think you'll love it. Well, that is if you like pizza. Do you like pizza? All right, then you got to try it. Say, Mom and Dad, let's try that Chicago-style pizza that Mr. Shell said is so good. You'll dig it. You'll dig it, okay? So sometimes I like to ask our guests about what grade they would give themselves for the podcast. So I personally think you have done an excellent job on this podcast, and I'm so proud of you. And thank you again for being here. But if you were to give yourself a grade out of 10, from 0 to 10, 10 being perfect, what do you think you'd give yourself?
I think maybe I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about this? How about I give you the score, and maybe it'll help you a little bit. I think you get a 10 out of 10. I think you nailed it. It was perfect. You agree? This was fun.
Yeah, you was great too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You did a great job. Super proud of you. Thank you for being here. Vito Mendiola, Clawson Elementary School, first grader. Have a great day, buddy. Thank you. We are now joined by none other than Clawson Middle School 8th grade student, awesome 8th grade student, Adrian Mason. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you for being here and joining us on the Clawcast podcast. I'm excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here too.
So let's get right to it. Let's find out just more about you. We'll start with our standard question that we always start with, and family and home and siblings and pets and all those things. What's that look like for you at home, Adrian?
I live with both my parents and my brother and my 2 dogs.
Okay. Tell me about your brother and your 2 dogs. What are their names and ages and all that stuff?
So I have a twin brother. His name's Patrick.
Yeah. Okay.
We're both in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Probably see him around.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 dogs. Their names are Piper and Burton.
Piper and Burton.
Yeah, they're Siberian Huskies.
They're both Siberian Huskies?
Both Siberian.
Does that mean they're really hairy?
Yes, they're very hairy.
How old are they?
They're both 5 now.
Both 5.
Recent birthdays, so
So you got them together?
yes.
So they're siblings?
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. Because a lot of times that's the tough part about dogs is they're not with their siblings anymore, but that's cool that you
Yeah.
guys kept 2 of them together. So do you spend a lot of time with them, enjoy them? Is it a
Yeah.
big part of what you guys do?
I spend a ton of time with them.
Okay.
Since I do sports and stuff, it gets harder throughout the seasons
Sure.
and stuff. But
Sure.
it's usually I like to chill out with them at home and stuff.
Love chilling out with the dogs. That's fantastic. Okay. So let's build a little bit and continue to get to know you. And you, we talked a little bit about this before we started, but how long have you been a Clawson Public School student?
I've been a Clawson Public student since kindergarten.
Since kindergarten. So essentially all of your public school time or career.
Yes.
So we're going to circle back to that kind of at the end. But what do you like to do? So obviously you go to class. You've got English, math, science, social studies, and then your electives. What are you in a performing arts elective?
Yes.
Which one?
I'm in orchestra.
You're in orchestra, Miss DeSalvio.
Yes.
You guys just had a festival.
Yeah.
Went fantastic. Went really well. What do you play?
I play the viola.
The viola.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the viola was here right now, show the people like how you would hold it. Like what is
You
that?
hold it like this.
So it's over here?
Yeah, it's on your shoulder.
It's on your shoulder.
It's like a violin, but with like the cello strings.
It's a violin with the cello strings. Okay.
Yeah.
So 8th grade, have you been playing that all 3 years? Mm-hmm. Okay. Will you continue through high school?
Yes.
So by the time you're done, you're going to have 7 or 8 years of cello in your life. You're going to be a pro.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Good for you. What a great program, and she's the best.
She is the best.
And congratulations on your success at festival.
Thank you.
You guys were phenomenal. Okay, so cello, orchestra.
Viola.
Or I'm sorry, viola, orchestra. What about extracurricular activities beyond the viola and strings? Do you do anything else outside of class?
Yeah, I do.
What do you like to do?
I do sports and stuff.
What kind? Which ones?
I do. I do a ton. I do volleyball and soccer in the spring. I do like rec soccer
Okay.
in the fall, actually.
Okay.
And then in the winter, it's like sort of my break season.
Yeah.
And then I also do snowboarding.
Oh, cool.
And I sometimes compete with that. And then in the spring, I do soccer and track.
Okay. When you get to high school, which we're going to talk about in a second, which is next year, do you anticipate that you'll do specific sports in high school?
Yes.
What ones do you think?
I'm going to do volleyball, track, and soccer.
Volleyball, track, and soccer. That means you're going to do 2 sports in one season.
Yeah.
Let me think about that. So fall is volleyball, track is spring. When is girls soccer again?
Spring.
Spring. So you're going to do track and soccer same time. You'll be busy.
Yeah.
That's great. Excuse me. So, okay, good for you. Well, let's talk about that. Perfect segue. 8th grade means 9th grade.
Yeah.
Middle school to high school. The unique part about Clawson is you're in the high school a couple of hours a day anyway because of class schedules and electives and things of that nature, so it's not unfamiliar to you. But tell us about how you're feeling about that transition of getting to high school.
Excited.
Yeah?
Sort of nervous for the classes and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're excited, a little bit nervous. That's normal.
Yeah.
Would you agree that there's some comfort though, already knowing the hallways, knowing everything from where the bathrooms are to where the gym is to there's nothing necessarily strange in terms of the building for you.
Yeah.
That helps a little bit, right?
That does help.
Yeah.
And I know, I think I know, a ton of people in sophomore and the freshman years,
Sure,
too.
sure.
So, they'll be juniors and sophomores. So
Yeah.
I'll just see them every day.
There you go. And you do 8th graders do lunch with the freshmen.
Yes.
So that certainly helps with that comfort of transitioning, but still probably a few nerves here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'll be super active in all the things that you're doing academically and athletically, so you'll be great. You'll be awesome. What about outside of school? So when you're not here, when you're at home, what do you like to do to kill time, or hobbies, or what's that look like? You mentioned snowboarding outside of school, but
Yeah.
what else? What's that look like?
I'll usually, practice, volleyball and stuff in my backyard.
Okay.
And, when I get straight home, I eat something
Sure.
and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I, chill with my dogs.
Chill with your dogs,
And
the
then-
Siberian Huskies.
And then my dad will give me, something to do sometimes.
Okay. Some chores.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. Us dads, we need some help. Tuesday night for us is garbage night. So last night that was my guy's chore. So once in a while we need a little help,
Yeah.
We're getting old. We're slowing down. We need the young kiddos to help us out. So that's great. Good for you. So, okay, what about things like if you were to, I just asked Ebony, our high school student, she's likes to cook and she's really good at that. We talked about food a little bit, but what about your favorite? What's your favorite thing to eat? If you had to go to, how about this? Mom and Dad say, we're going out to dinner tonight. It's your choice. What's your answer?
How much money are we spending?
How about we say whatever you want?
It's usually a Mexican or I'll usually get Whiskey Taco Foxtrot
Yeah.
from here.
Sure.
Or Mojave Cantina
Okay.
or sushi.
Oh, okay. There's some good options around here. So you like Mexican food?
Yeah.
You like sushi? Yeah, same. I'm with you. Love them both. Big go-to for me as well. Do you have a sushi spot you like to go to?
we go to the Noble Fish in Clawson
Yeah,
here.
yeah, really solid.
Yeah.
Really solid. Okay. What about things like favorite subject in school? Do you have one?
Not really.
No?
I like most of them.
You're just
Yeah.
good at them all? Yeah.
Not all of them, but like,
No, we know that you do a great job academically, and I love that you are great with all of them. Usually somebody doesn't like something or one over the other, so that's neat. And then when you get into high school, you're going to start to be able to pick some electives and do some things that are a little bit non-traditional, which will be fun too.
yeah.
So vacations. You ever been on one?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite spot that you've been to on vacation before?
We usually go to like my cottage.
Oh.
That's in Port Huron.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And like we have like a house that's like near a beach and stuff. So
Oh,
like
fun.
that's usually where we're going like the summer and stuff. But the main place that we go is Colorado
Okay.
for a snowboarding trip once a year.
During Christmas break or holiday break?
The past 2 years we've taken like a week off of school.
What?
So that's like been like one of the fun
Okay,
parts.
okay,
But this year
okay.
we're doing it in spring break.
Oh, you're going
which is
next week?
Yeah.
You're going to Colorado snowboarding next week?
Yeah.
I'm going to blow your mind here, but over February break, midwinter break, I went skiing for the first time in my life. Took my son and with some family, and it was awesome. But I will say this.
Fun.
The wildest people on that mountain were the snowboarders. I had to keep my head on a swivel. I didn't know. They were coming from all over the place and falling a lot. You fall sometimes?
I fall a ton. If you probably checked my dad's filming of me at one of my past competitions,
Yeah.
something wasn't clicking in my brain, and I was just kept falling.
Oh my
so
gosh.
he has videos of me falling on his phone
It
all
happens.
the time.
It happens. Trust me, I fell a lot that first time, but I had a ball. It was so fun up there. The chairlifts, that was great. That was great. You got to be ready for those chairlifts. They're
Yeah.
coming.
The first time I rode a chairlift, I almost slid off it.
Oh, I watched it happen a bunch. They had to stop it a bunch of times because people were falling all over the place. So
Yeah.
we hung in there. It was a lot of fun. Good for you, Colorado.
Yeah.
That's great. That is awesome. What a fun week to look forward to. Well, let's talk about your time here at Clawson Public School. So you said first grade or kindergarten. You said.
Yeah.
Now you're an eighth grader, heading into high school. So over the course of that time, a lot of people in your life that have teachers and educators and. Do any stick out that have been really impactful for you over the course of your 9 years as a student here that you'll just always remember for different reasons?
In elementary, I really remember my kindergarten teacher and my first grade teacher,
Yeah,
which
who
was
were they?
Mrs. McDonald for kindergarten, and then Miss Reisdorf for first grade.
Oh,
She
wow.
was-
Okay.
I had Miss Reisdorf her first year and everything, so like
Yeah.
she was like learning how to do it, and I loved her class.
So Ms. Reisdorf's, I think, second grade teacher now, and Ms. McDonald's your assistant principal.
Yeah.
So they're still here. That's such great people. Good
Yeah.
choices. Really good choices.
And then in middle school, Miss Nally and Miss Del
Miss Nally and Miss DeSalvio, your orchestra teachers. So social studies and orchestra. Yeah. Also, fantastic choices. That's. I'm sure they'll be honored to hear that because they really pour a lot into what they're doing. Right. Really passionate about it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap us up, and I'll start by saying thank you. Thank you. This has been great. You did a really nice job.
Thank you.
It's neat to get to know you. I thought I knew you, but I didn't. I didn't know you had 2 Siberian Huskies, and you're a snowboarder going to Colorado. That's pretty neat stuff. So thank you for sharing. Well done. Best of luck as you transition to your freshman year,
Thank you.
and we'll see you in the hallways. Good job. We're now joined by our next guest, Miss Ebony Hodges. Ebony is a 12th grade student at Clawson High School. Awesome kiddo. So fired up to have you on the podcast. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
We've worked on getting Ebony on here a few other times, and it hasn't clicked, and we finally made it work, which I'm super happy about because I think at a bare minimum, sometimes it's hard to get kids to
come
talk
in.
to adults.
Yeah.
And you do not have that problem. You
Nope.
are awesome about that. So I'm excited to spend some time with you. The standard first question, Ebony, as we build up to some fun stuff is home. We talk about siblings, dogs, parents. What's that look like for you at home?
Okay, so at home, I do live with my mom and my little sister, but I do see my dad, and I do have a little brother, and he has a different mom, and he lives with his mom.
Okay.
So I see him not so much as when I can, because it's like we both have busy lives. Because even when I can't see him, he sometimes isn't available. He plays football, he does other stuff, but we do FaceTime. Same thing with my dad. I'll go see him, he'll come see me. So but I do live with my mom and my sister. We don't have any pets. We did have a dog, but my mommy gave the dog away. It was just a lot going on with our busy lives, and she didn't want to have a dog sitting at home alone all day. And I understand. I love animals. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I was okay with it. Sad, but that's my home life. Just me, my mom, and my sister.
Your sister, what grade is she in?
She's in kindergarten, and she's going to be going to first grade. She's growing up too fast.
Wow. Who is her teacher?
She doesn't go here. So
Okay.
she gets in Avondale School Districts. My mom was thinking about moving her here when she
Okay.
gets to first grade, but she's still undecisive about it.
Sure. Okay. So that's amazing. What about, so your brother, you said you see him sometimes, he live close?
No, that's the thing. He lives like farther out in Pontiac, and I'm right by Bloomfield Hills in Pontiac.
Okay.
So then I go to school out here, and I do after school activities as well, most
Sure.
throughout the year. So it's just time management is all it is.
What school does he go to?
He goes to, I don't remember the name of it. It's somewhere far out. I don't even remember the name of it. Because
Is he
I
in
took
high school?
him.
High school
Nope,
age?
he's in elementary.
Okay.
He's 10.
Okay.
I took him to school, I think, 1 or 2 times, but his school name is it's a long, weird
He's
name.
10. He plays a little football, you said?
He does. He
which is
loves
fun.
football, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. There's plenty going on in the fam. That's fantastic.
Always busy.
Okay. Now let's talk about you a little bit and get to know you. We're building up. Let's talk about you related to everything outside of school. Let's start with extracurricular activities here at Clawson. But actually, before we do that, how long have you been a Clawson Public School student?
I've been in Clawson since first grade.
First grade.
So
Wow.
basically all of school.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, we're going to come back to that and talk about some of your teachers and things.
I
of that
remember every
nature.
last one of
I know
them.
you do. I know you do. So, extracurriculars. What do you like to do when you're not in class?
When I'm not in class, the first thing I'll do this season is head to track practice,
Okay.
but a few years ago I did do softball.
Okay.
I did do cheer this year. Those are my top 2 really,
Okay.
were softball and cheer for a few years. And then I did do track in middle school, but because softball and track are during the same season, it just would have been so much for me to manage
Tough, yeah.
considering
Yeah.
softball is a sport where you got to be there, you got to practice, you
Yeah.
got to better yourself. Track is mainly a personal kind of sport. So I just chose to stick with softball, focused on that for a little bit, played it out, and I'm like, for my senior year, I think I just want to run track, do a little personal sport, have a little more fun, finish off the year, something easy.
Okay.
So that, or I'm either coming home, eating dinner with my mom and my sister. If I'm not eating with them, I'll cook for them. I do love to cook, so
Okay.
cooking is another one of my hobbies I do outside of school.
Okay.
And if I'm not cooking or at some type of sporting event, I'm with my friends or in the bed reading a book or watching TikTok, to be honest. So that's all I do.
I love that you started though with reading a book.
Yes, I
old
love to
school. I
read. Even
appreciate
though it's
that.
on my phone, I like physical and electronic books, but I like to read sometimes.
So 2 follow-up questions for you. Cooking is a
Yes.
hobby. Do you have a specialty? If somebody said, okay, I need you to put your best on the table,
Okay.
what do you take on? What's going on in the kitchen?
Lately, I've been really messing with the steaks, and
Okay.
I've kind of perfected my steak.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes and steak, and probably, I don't know, maybe some grilled corn.
So let me
That's
ask you-
probably my meal I'll
Okay.
throw out there.
So you're mashing the potatoes, whole 9 yards?
Homemade.
So
Homemade.
The steak though, how are you cooking that? Like what's that like?
Like, what do you mean, temp-wise?
Well,
or like, do you
like,
want to
so-
know the process? Because I could break it down to you.
Well, I'm curious because I too fancy myself
A good steak?
but I do it on the grill outside.
Okay.
Are you inside with it?
See, I could do both.
Okay.
I did over the weekend, this following weekend, I did, or past weekend, I'm sorry, I did lamb chops, ribs, and a steak on the grill. And I just recently tried steak on the grill myself. That was my first time. It wasn't too bad, but mainly I cook it on the stove, like in a nice like metal pan.
Sure.
So
Wow.
either or, whatever you pick, I guess, could do
Yeah.
both.
Okay. You're versatile.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to be the first and last guest this year
Really?
that is gifted in the kitchen.
Oh.
It's just not a thing. It's just not a thing.
Really?
I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
I think cooking is a skill that everyone needs to have. Like, it's like a life skill in a way. You need to learn, even if it's just like cooking up some eggs and toast and
Sure.
pieces of bacon in the morning. You need to learn how to cook something because, like, mommy and daddy can't cook for you forever.
Well, eventually you're right. Eventually you're going to need that and those.
Independence.
Yes, those who can.
Yes.
I didn't, it's funny you bring that up. I did not.
You didn't cook when you were younger?
No, I didn't. So as an adult, you learn those things, but I wish I would have done that. It's kind of like you mentioned life skill stuff. It's
You
kind
really
of like
learn
learning
as you
how to,
go.
Well, another example would be changing a tire. At some point in time, you probably need to do it. At some
Yeah.
point in time, you probably are going to need to cook for yourself or your children. So that's a great start. I love that. The other hobby that you mentioned was reading.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite, something that you like to read or have really enjoyed, a novel, a book, anything that sticks out to you that you have enjoyed? Maybe even in school, something that you read or...
So I really like all different kind of books as long as it can really grasp my attention.
Sure.
Same thing with movies. Like, I really like psychological things. Those type of books, movies, TV shows will really get me going. But a book that really stuck out to me was Too Late by Colleen Hoover. I read it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and ever since then I've been getting more into those kind of novels, like romance with the dark part of it. I like stuff like that. Or even, we read a book my junior year, honors class. We read, I think it was 1984 by George Orwell. I really liked that book. It was a really good book. It made me want to read Animal Farm. I just need to find a copy.
Yep.
But I
Well,
really
solid.
I like any type of book that get your mind thinking
Sure.
on stuff. So
Sure. Good for
anything
you.
that makes my brain move.
Good for you. All right. So speaking of brain moving, you're moving to a different chapter of your life starting in June. Well, really, seniors are done in May, graduate
Yes.
walk across the stage in June. What's that next chapter look like for you?
So I've been getting asked this question a lot, whether I see family, friends, no matter who it is.
Sure.
Always a question for me considering I'm a senior. I am committed to a college. I plan on going to Wayne State in the fall. But when it comes to like deciding what I want to do, I'm kind of looking into the pre-med path, but I also kind of want to do nursing, but I love psychology. I then want to do OBGYN stuff. So I think this summer is the time I'm going to take to really figure out myself and figure out what path I want to take. My mom is also going to be help me. She's going to help me get into her job and work as a PST because she's like, if you don't like doing this, then you will not like anything with nursing or medical because you're going to see what it's actually like.
Yeah.
So I think this summer I'm going to figure out my next chapter. I'm probably going to finish it up and start a new one because I just got to come together with everything on what I want to do. I'm just indecisive.
And that's okay.
It's just a hard
Sure.
choice. It's for what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
right.
I got to make sure I really want to do it.
Well, let me put it in perspective for you. So for 27 years since I've graduated college, I've been working.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's a big number. It's a lot of years. And
Yes, it is.
So the investment in yourself and making sure that it's something that you love and enjoy that's a big decision. One that you don't have to make today, certainly, but I'm happy that you're going to spend some time in the summer with mom and focus on that. But Wayne State will be a blast. You're going to have a ball.
Yes.
So good for you. Good for you. So let's have a little fun. We talked about, I think it was last week, you and I ended up in a conversation in the hallways about donuts. I'm a big donut guy. I fancy myself a connoisseur. I'm probably not one, but I love a great donut.
Yep.
From a great mom and pop donut shop. One is not far from your house. It's my favorite. So you had told me that at some point as a Clawson High School student that I brought donuts and you weren't a big donut fan. You ate a sour cream donut and that was a game changer for you. Can
Changed
you
my
expand
life.
on that? It changed your life.
Changed my life because I promise you I never eat donuts. Mr. Haka, I don't know if you're aware, he brings in donuts every Wednesday. And
Yep.
every single time I just was like, no. Then ever since you introduced me to the sour cream donut, I looked in that box. I said, is that a sour cream donut? I said, I'll take one today. And ever since then, sour cream donut. My grandma, she'll go to Dunkin' in the morning with my little sister before school. You want anything? Can I get a sour cream donut? Every single time.
It makes
It's the
me
only
so
donut
happy.
I'll eat.
We need to do like a commercial.
Yes, we do. We could be an advertisement for them. That changed my life. No matter where it's from, Dunkin' Donuts, Tim Hortons, wherever they sell
that's
it,
so great.
I'm gonna find it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. What about Okay, what about your people, your crew at school? You obviously you spend a lot of time here. You got friends, a lot of them. Who are your go-tos? Who do you spend a lot of time with?
I spend a lot of time with my friends Sahar, Micaiah, Safira, Skylar. It really just depends on the day, who decides to come to school,
Sure.
and who's participating in the extracurricular activities that I also participate in. So towards the beginning of the school year, I did sideline cheer, and I was mainly with Skylar every day after school, Adriana, stuff like that, people who do that sport. But moving on, like deeper into the school year, I was a basketball manager, Micaiah, Kyrie, we all did that together. So like I try to space out my time with my friends, not equally, because I know that's like almost impossible, but I try to like spend time with all of my friends. I don't like to just pick a friend and say, let's just hang out for this and
Sure.
not talk to anyone else. So my crew kind of looks different every day. A lot of people are like, you have so many friends, but I don't think it's like I just make friends with everybody. I'm just associating myself with everybody because I don't want to be like a stuck-up person. I'm a social butterfly. I enjoy talking to new people and meeting new people, but for me to trust someone and actually consider them like a part of my circle, that takes time. So therefore, like, circle changes between mainly Sahar, Micaiah, and Safira, and Adriana, Skylar. Those are probably my top 5 right there.
Well, certainly a testament to you that you, that is a phenomenal life skill that you just are open to talking
Yes.
to anybody and everybody and giving everybody an opportunity, and I appreciate that about you. So let's transition to a little bit of entertainment. So let's talk about music and movies.
Okay.
So if you were to, I asked our first grade guest, who you were in the studio when we interviewed him, I asked him, what is his go-to favorite movie? I'm going to ask you the same question. If you had to sit down and watch one tonight, what do you think might be one or two that stick out for you that's a go-to? Do you have one? Or even a show, either one.
See, when people ask me about favorite movies, I always think of 2 that I can go back to and rewatch without picking up my phone.
Okay.
That's Love and Basketball, pretty old movie, and then
Great
Shark
one.
Boy and Lava.
Oh, man, what a contrast.
I feel so childish saying that,
all
but
right.
that's been my childhood movie. Like, it's a comfort movie for me. Like, nothing on the watch, I'll throw that on and somehow end up putting my phone down and staring at the screen.
Okay.
And then as I got older, you realize the animations are so bad, but it's
Yeah.
still so good to me because it's comforting.
Right.
So those are probably my top 2 movies I could go
Okay.
to. TV shows. Okay, I don't really know. TV shows, I think I just really go to whatever is new and what's out and catching everyone else's attention.
Yeah.
But I used to really love Grey's Anatomy. That was a comfort show for me. And then as the seasons it's just too many seasons
Sure.
in my opinion. It just got too worn out. So I'm not interested anymore.
Well, let's stay with entertainment and music. If I was to pull up your Spotify or whatever platform you use, what would be maybe top 3? What is it? What came out in the fall with Spotify that showed you what was that called?
I have Apple Music. We call it
Apple
Apple Music Replay.
Okay.
So you want to know my top artists?
Sure, what would come up?
You may not know a few of these. I think Lil Baby came up. Baby Smooth. I gotta brainstorm because I know I'll remember. Future.
Okay.
I would pull it up right now, but it would take so long. I listen to so many different kind of music.
2 of those
genres.
3 I have heard of. So
Really?
I'm
Okay, that's good. That's good. Because I remember you were telling me you're trying to get hip with everything, and those are kind of newer artists that came out and they're local
trying.
too.
I'm trying.
So,
yeah.
even just off the top of my head, those are probably the
Okay.
people that I've been listening to in
Okay.
general. So
Those are great. So let's as we start to wrap up our time here, let's talk about this place, Clawson Public Schools. You said you've been here since first grade.
first grade.
A lot of teachers, a lot of coaches, a lot of parapros, principals, a lot of people,
Yes.
a lot of people. And I would assume over the course of that time, some impactful people. So I'm curious if you can think of back all the way to first grade, between then and now, who sticks out to you that really impacted you and has made a difference in your life from a public education perspective that you will carry with you?
For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of teachers and adults around the school that I've connected with and like built a bond with. But I'm gonna start with elementary school. I would say, I'm really trying to think on this because First person that comes to my head, you may or may not remember who she is. Her name was Miss Bernard. I know she got married, her name changed, but she was my 4th grade teacher. She was always such a loving, kind, like enthusiastic person. Like I loved her. And I remember, I'll never forget, because she was my favorite teacher. The class was just out of control one day, and she broke down crying, and I'll never forget it because she was such like a sweet, wholehearted person. You can tell she genuinely cared about our class and class well-being. And I could just tell how much that made her upset. So she was most definitely probably a very impactful teacher for me, because even when I like went through things and she could somewhat tell, she was always like a support system for me. In 4th grade, you moving up to 5th grade, it's like kind of smack dab in the middle of elementary school. It's a transition. Middle school wise, it did get cut off for me 7th grade year. So middle school is a blur to me. So it was mainly just mass, people running around, not knowing what's going on. So middle school was just like, it was just all over the place for me. But when it's stepping into high school, most definitely a lot of impactful staff here, like Miss Sullivan, Miss O'Connor, Miss Murphy, Mr. Durant, him even being new here. I love how like superintendents, when they come to school, like when you think of a superintendent, people don't even know like their superintendent. You come here, I always see you in the middle school when I, volunteer for TLC, I see you over there. I'm like, this man is one person, yet he's everywhere. I love like you're involved, because like when we have our school, now, even though it's small, like there's smaller schools and they still don't, know their staff like that. But I feel like everyone here, since we are so small, that makes it beneficial to people who need a better support system. Because say, for example, a person doesn't get the family or attention they need at home, they come to school and kind of expect that. And I feel like when you come here, you can get that. Because no matter where you go, like Miss Rice, love that woman. I was going through some things towards the like winter season, talked to her, automatically felt better. Like there's just so many different kind of people here that can get your mood back up, get you feeling more comfortable. Like, I just think we just have a good community here. I don't know how to explain it. There's always somebody for somebody to talk to.
You just did. I mean, saying something like we have a great community here, that says it. That's when you have a person that you can go to, and to your point, that will help change the path of your day or week or month or
Ms.
year.
Hom, Day Brightener. I could just keep naming people. Like,
that's awesome. That makes me feel, and thank you for your kind words as well. That's pretty spectacular. It says a lot about. Not surprised, but it's always the best to hear from the most important people, and that's you and your peers. So, thank you and I know those people will appreciate that as well. Well, I'm going to wrap up our time.
All right.
Number one, you did fantastic.
Thank
you did
you.
exactly what I knew you would do. You were awesome. Thank you. You are a pleasure to have here.
Thank you
a
for
gift to
having me
have
again.
at Clawson Public Schools, and wishing nothing but the best at Wayne State.
Thank you.
And we look forward to that June walking across the stage day and
Woohoo.
all the fun that comes with it. So best of luck to you, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having
You're the
me.
best. Appreciate you.
Thank you.